We're going to be looking at an entire system of defensive techniques based around this move right here. I'm calling this an inside duck. Why inside duck? Allow me to explain. When you stand in your stance, there are two directions. One, the way your chest is facing. This is called the inside. Two, the way your chest is not facing. This is called the outside. For our purposes, we're going to be ducking to the inside, thus the name inside duck. Floyd's chest is pointed towards his right, so he's going to duck towards his right. The right in this case being the inside, and we see the inside duck. Now it may seem like a simple technique, but there is such a refined system built around this one move that in my entire Floyd Mayweather series, I had to make a video entirely based around the inside duck. Now this inside duck, you can dodge most things thrown at your head. Here we see right hook from Canelo. Here we see a jab coming from Canelo, easily dodged with the inside duck. But you've got to be wondering, isn't there moments where he's exposed down there? He looks like he's in trouble here. But of course, Floyd Mayweather has an answer for this. This is a technique that we're calling the big duck. And this is a great example of what I mean by there's a whole system around this inside duck. Take a look at this. Inside duck from a punch coming from the outside. You would think now he's vulnerable to a left hook from that left hand. But that's why it's a system. The variables have been thought out. The Mayweathers knew that was a problem with the inside duck, that your head would be available, so they devised the big duck. Allow me to explain. Here we see Mayweather in the inside duck position, and it looks like he is about to get crushed by this left hook here. But what he's going to do is duck his head down even further, like in between his legs. And by doing that, he's going to get his head off the path of the shot, and he can avoid that big left hook. A very smart move by the Mayweathers. Never would have thought of that unless I had seen it in video. But that takes your head off the line enough, you can get out of the way. Let's take a look at another example here. Canelo throws the cross, ducks to the inside to avoid it. Now this left hook looks like it could crush Mayweather as he ducks into it. But having something ready, we hit the big duck. A move designed for such a scenario. Thus, Canelo's punch goes sailing over the top. Another example coming up here. Canelo fires that too. Floyd Mayweather ducks to the inside. Gonna throw that left hook now. We see the big duck. Hook goes sailing over the top. I would like to point out that the big duck is used a lot because a lot of people think they've got him when he does that inside duck. Another example here of Canelo missing a two. He looks like he's going to beam him with that left hook, but we see the big duck. Look at the flexibility of Mayweather as that hook sails right over the top. One more time, ducks to the inside. Misses that hook, he's going to throw that left. It looks like he's in position, but no, the big duck saves the day once again. So if you're going to inside duck, also got to know the big duck. Next technique we're going to talk about is a lean back. And a lean back is when you lean backwards laterally. You are bending at the waist in order to bring your head backwards. Now, if you've seen my work before, you may be confusing this move with a fade. This is different. We'll get to the fade later. But the fade is more about leaning straight back, where this is leaning laterally. Mayweather actually uses this move a lot against a lot of different techniques. Here we see him leaning back against a jab. Hits that lean back, bending laterally at the waist. Here we see the opponent's got a big right hand in the chamber. Goes to throw it. Mayweather hits that lean back, bending laterally at the waist. Makes that punch just woof. From the clinch, we can hit the lean back. Against the left hook, we can hit the lean back there. And one interesting thing about the lean back is that it's really good against the ropes. You can actually use the ropes in order to lean back a little more. So let's say you lean back and you hit the ropes, right? You can actually use the ropes to kind of put your head outside of the ring a little bit and use the ropes as a source to rest on as you hit your lean back. And what's great is that this lean back fits in extremely well with the inside duck. You can easily go inside duck to lean back, and that's what we're going to talk about next. The inside duck and lean back. This is where, from the inside duck position, you bring that head back just like you're leaning back, doing the lean back, bending laterally at the waist, but you're doing it from that inside duck position. And this is actually a fantastic way to avoid the big shots that can come to your head when you're in that inside duck position. All right, continuing on with this inside duck system, we have the inside duck and pivot. Here, we're going to see Mawyweather hit that inside duck. He's against the ropes. We're going to see opponent has missed a hook here. Opportunity for Mawyweather to escape. He's going to move that left leg towards his right leg, like you're seeing here. Now that right leg is going to pivot around, semicircle path here. And he escapes the corner like the wizard that he is. Here we see once again Mawyweather has hit that inside duck. The opponent has now missed that left hook. Opportunity for Mawyweather to pivot out. He's going to move that left leg towards his right leg this time. We're going to see it here. Now that right leg is going to pivot around in a semicircular fashion. For the pivot, at an opportune time here, he was about to have his back against the ropes, and now he's going to pivot out and escape. Now let's take a look at pivoting off of an inside duck and lean back like we got here. This time, he's just going to trail that right leg. It's now light because of the lean back around for the pivot. Here we see once again, inside duck and lean back. We're going to see the opponent throw a left hook here. Mawyweather inside duck with the big duck to avoid that hook. Now he's going to pivot that right leg around, and he's going to get out of the corner here. Now let's take a look at some examples with a big duck. We see Mawyweather hits that inside duck and lean back. That left straight looks like it's going to ding him. Mawyweather hits the big duck instead. Really interesting here. He charges in at the opponent, nullifying any further shots. Now he's going to pivot that right leg out to escape a precarious situation in the corner. Here we see another example off of the big duck. We see Mawyweather hit that big duck. Now he's going to pivot that right leg around and escapes the corner. Beautiful stuff here. Let's take a look at the fade. The old Matrix lean back. Popular by Ali. Very popular with Floyd Mawyweather. It's all about just putting that weight on the back leg. That's automatically going to move the head back. You can either step back or put your weight on your back leg right from your stance. So we got the lean back first, inside duck and lean back, right? This is the big duck to get out of the way of that hook that would have hit if he was ducked down. Now we've got the fade. The fade is that move that makes everybody go, whoa. Look at that guy. Now, there's a couple ways you can do the fade. One is you stay looking straight at him like you're seeing here. But if you need a little bit of extra distance, you're going to look in the direction that the punch is coming. Notice there, right? Here we're going to see the right hand get thrown. He's going to look in the direction that the right hand is traveling to. And that's going to give him just that little bit of extra space and distance that he needs in order to avoid the punch coming. Take a look at one more example of this versus McGregor. Check this out. McGregor is going to throw the left hook. Mawyweather looks to his left and avoids the shot. And just like the lean back, you can use the ropes with this. You can fade on the ropes and actually get your head like completely out of the ring. Now you got to have a good sense of distance in order to use the fade. But if you got a decent sense of distance, it's actually a great technique. It's pretty easy to learn. You know, you just got to lean back, put your weight on the back leg or step it back. And Mawyweather does it as well as anybody I've ever seen. All right, next we're talking about the sasche or the catch step. Check this out. Mawyweather hits that inside duck. He's going to lean back and watch this. He's going to drag his lead leg towards his rear leg. And now he's going to skip backwards. This is like Mawyweather's escape plan. Dragging that lead leg towards the rear leg as he hits the lean back. And this is called a sasche or a catch step. And this is Mawyweather's technique for when he just wants to bail out of the situation. So here we see the inside duck. Mawyweather hits that lean back. Mawyweather doesn't like what he's seeing there. He's going to sasche backwards. Quick escape. This is impressive. Big duck to get out. Now he's going to pivot around. Escapes from the corner. Now to bring it back to the center, he's going to sasche again.
And the sashay and the lean back go hand in hand. Here we see the lean back. That lead leg becomes light, really easy to drag it back. And we're going to see him pull back and hit the sashay here to escape. Now, besides moving backwards, this sashay could also be used moving to the side in order to escape the corner. So here, opponent throws jab. We're going to see a sashay to the side. And this is important here. He hits a hollow body as he sashays to the side in order to dodge this hook here. And what do I mean by that? Let's take a closer look. The action of flexing the abs and curling the body, arms locked and extended, stomach pulled back in, anterior pelvic tilt. This helps to avoid that body shot on the way out. Let's take a look at sashaying out the corner. Mawyweather lands a big left hook. Fades to avoid this right hand by the opponent here. Now, see him step to the left. Boom. Now, leg's going to come back, meets the other leg, keeps the arms extended in order to keep the opponent away, sashays out, back to the center of the ring. You'll often see him do a couple of sashays. Here, one sashay, two sachets, right? Continues to move back to the center of the ring. Three sachets, finally lands in his stance when he gets to where he wants. So it may seem like a basic technique, but it can take a day to learn, a lifetime to master. And when you master it, it's going to get you out of a lot of bad situations. Next up, we've got a double duck. And this is where we're going to do a duck pivot, right? We see a big duck here, push with the elbow. He's going to pivot with that right foot, and then we're going to duck immediately again. This is just some wizard stuff, right? He hits the inside duck while he's pivoting, and the man just falls right over. Here we see a lean back. He's going to hit that inside duck with the lean back now. He hits the big duck. Now he's going to pivot. As he's pivoting now, he's going to hit another inside duck as he's pivoting, right? You can see that right foot is still up in the air, and he leans back as he lands. Sashays away. Incredible. Incredible. To be able to pivot and duck at the same time. That is a pretty unique and special athlete right there. That is a pretty awesome thing. Okay, the repeating duck is next. The repeating duck is when basically he comes up, down, up, down, up, down from the inside duck, like you're about to see here, right? Up, down, up, down. And the interesting thing about this is he makes you miss as by coming up. As you throw the punch, he comes up. That makes you miss. He returns to it. Look, right back up. As he comes up, he makes the opponent miss. So not only can you make someone miss by ducking down, you can make them miss by coming up from that duck. And that is the real lesson to learn here from this repeating duck. Starts to come up, right? This opponent's missing as he comes up, comes right back down into the duck. And the final part we'll talk about for this inside duck series is the inside duck to charging in at the opponent, like you're seeing here. By charging in like this, you nullify their ability to actually follow up with anything. So here we see lean back to inside duck, charges in, that stuffs the arms of the opponent. He's not really able to hit you with much. Leans back, we see an inside duck here, charges in, and it's important to note he uses the elbow to wedge his way in. That's kind of a high Philly stance. We'll talk about that in the next breakdown. Inside duck really covers a lot of distance with that charge there. And look at that, fades away after closing the distance. Look at one more, fade, hits that inside duck, closes that distance by charging in.